You remember when I was giving you guys insight into what was happening in Chicago as far as the officer that was killed? Well, they have now identified a possible suspect, and he's wanted in the death of the officer. Take a look.
New video tonight in the murder of a Chicago police officer.
Luis Huesca, a 6-year veteran of the force, shot and killed on his way home from work near his Gage Park home. Nate Rogers was back in the neighborhood earlier tonight where family members were gathering. He joins us live with details. Nate?
Yeah, absolutely, Scott and Dawn. Sources tell Fox 32 that Officer Luis Huesca was shot nearly 20 times, and the weapon used in this shooting likely had a switch attached, making it automatic. Several family members came to his home today to offer his mother condolences. Family members telling us his mother is not yet ready to speak publicly. But take a good look at your screen. Police are looking for this individual in connection to Officer Luis Huesca's death. The man seen wearing glasses and a book bag. Police say he's armed and considered dangerous. Huesca, a 6-year CPD veteran, was shot outside his Gage Park home early Sunday morning. Police say he had just ended his work shift, still dressed in his CPD uniform. Officers found the 30-year-old on the ground after responding to a shot spotter alert. Police say his vehicle was stolen and later recovered blocks away from his house. He died at the hospital, leaving behind his mother and uncle. Earlier today, we heard from Mayor Johnson and a family friend about this tragedy. Listen in.
To the officers who served alongside of, one of our fallen, my thoughts and prayers are with the entire police department in the city of Chicago. We have to dig a little bit deeper, as a city. This is not who we are.
He was very nice. He when they go to vacations or tend to take a girlfriend or friends to go vacation, he take mom. And they have a nice time together, very close.
And police spent several hours back at the scene today, going door to door, searching for surveillance video and speaking with neighbors. A growing memorial of candles and flowers are now outside Huesca's home, along with bullet holes in the garage door. Huesca was close friends with Officer Andres Vasquez Lasso, who was killed in a domestic dispute also in Gage Park last year. Even more heartbreaking, Huesca was assigned to the same station, that's District 5, where Officer Ariana Preston worked. She was killed in a robbery attempt last year as well. Now, sources also telling Fox 32 tonight that there was likely a getaway car involved. Also, police are telling us that they're still looking for Officer Huesca's service weapon. His 31st birthday happens to be tomorrow.
Gosh, that is messed up. His birthday is tomorrow. Hoo-wee. That is a messed up situation. If anybody is able to identify this man, we already know that this guy he gonna get thrown under the jail. They giving you an automatic football number for switches. He shot the officer 20 times. Be careful, y'all. Be very, very careful. And to Mayor Johnson, nobody wants to hear about digging deeper. They want to get these monsters off the street. These is not large gatherings. These is crazy monsters that's out here doing the devil's work in the city of Chicago. So, again, if anybody has seen this guy, and they getting that surveillance camera up, they getting all of the footage that they can put out about this guy in order to track him. They ain't even found a service weapon, which means that they took the gun off of him after they killed him. Chicago, get it together, bro. In addition to that, more arrests on campus as tensions boil over. And I told y'all, the minute that I said, listen, they needed to quell this and stop this in its tracks. Otherwise, everybody is basically copycats and everybody want to be a part of the movement. And it's the same thing that happened with the Black Lives Matter situation. Most of the people didn't even know what they was protesting for, but people feel inspired. They want to be a part of something. And so now it's spreading to college campuses all in the United States of America, including Yale and so on and so forth. But more importantly, right here at Columbia, where they had to basically push classes online because people want to be unruly and they want to go crazy, and most of the people that's protesting is not even going to the university. Take a look.
Overnight, tensions boiling over as pro-Palestinian protests spread to more college campuses from coast to coast.
You have been warned by New York University to leave the area.
Police in riot gear dismantling this encampment at New York University, arresting multiple people accused of ignoring a deadline to disperse. Police and the school describing disorderly, disruptive, and antagonizing behavior that has interfered with the safety and security of our community. Earlier, faculty members formed this human chain around the protesters.
I am a professor here. I have every right to be everywhere on campus.
At nearby Columbia University, where protests are entering a sixth day, a pro-Israeli assistant professor said he was not allowed to enter campus where protesters have gathered, but was allowed access to his business school down the street.
So they are willing to use Jewish brains, but they don't want to let Jewish people in. But I'm not allowed to go on campus where they are allowing the Hamas supporters. And that is a shame.
Hey, listen, y'all. When y'all send y'all kids to college and y'all send them to these indoctrination camps, I want you to understand that they not just teaching y'all mathematics and science. They teaching you doctrine. They teaching you how to think. They basically are teaching you how they want you to operate in society. And so be very, very careful where, who, what, when, where, why, and how you send your kid to all of these environments, because it may not be conducive for their well-being.
Professor later posting, earlier today, Columbia University refused to let me onto campus. Why? Because they cannot protect my safety as a Jewish professor. This is 1938. After more than 100 arrests last week, a new encampment is growing at Columbia, escalating concerns about security. Student groups, like those at other colleges and universities, are demanding Columbia divest from companies that do business with Israel. But critics highlight anti-Semitic hate speech among the demonstrators. New York's mayor pointing to this image, showing a woman with a sign in front of pro-Israel protesters reading Al-Qassam's next targets, a reference to Hamas's military wing.
Do y'all realize that I told y'all that this was going to happen? Look, they couldn't get no traction on some of the stuff that they thought that they was going to get y'all distracted with, so they just kept on throwing it on the wall, and they were seeing what was going to stick. Nobody is talking about the migrant crisis anymore. Nobody is talking about inflation the way that they need to anymore. Everybody is talking about this. Nobody is talking about what it is that we funding and we spending resources for. Nobody is talking about the fact that we basically is not even funding the government. Everybody is off-putting about this 2024 election. Every 4 years, do not, for the people that rock with me over here at the Millionaire Morning Show, do not be distracted from the things that's meaningful to your life inside of your households and what is going to be happening, and pay attention. Every 4 years, it get out of control and people start being overly aggressive when it comes to protesting, and then we start to get distracted from the things that's really meaningful in our own hoods and our own neighborhoods. Now, this is the hot story across all of America. Election in 2024, the hot story is Israel. This is the hot story every single time. Pay attention. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, these sideshows, these races, they not messing around and they cracking down. This is over in Georgia. We just talked about LA. We talked about all of these different places, Oakland. They not messing around. Check it out.
Let's end with that chaos in Carroll County. Deputies arrested more than a dozen people, part of a huge crowd accused of illegal drag racing and other crimes. Good evening, I'm Russ Spencer.
I'm Courtney Bryan. Incredible video shows a car appearing to plow into a group of onlookers.
Tonight, Fox 5's Rob Durienzo has exclusive reporting about that melee.
Hey there, guys. Good evening to you both. That's exactly right. Tonight we know at least 2 of the alleged organizers of this massive car meetup over the weekend are now behind bars here at the Carroll County Jail, on top of everyone else who was arrested throughout the incident. The video of all of this is just remarkable. Take a watch.
That drew a crowd of probably about 1,000 people.
Carroll County Sheriff's deputies say it was an absolute free-for-all at the Kennedy Estate subdivision on Saturday.
Massive amounts of vehicles and people coming into the area to do burnouts, lay drag, street racing.
We shut the city down, they shut the city down, highway was full of police.
Need I say more? Or do y'all want me to go ahead and elaborate on what we see right now? Need I say more? Oh, Anton, don't you stereotype. Don't you tell me what to do. When I see certain things, I'm going that way. I'm out. I'm out. When I see certain things, it's a strong possibility that it's somebody in the crowd with a pistol, a switch. A car is a missile, and they're going to run over somebody, and it happens every single time. We shut the city down. Yeah, the police was all mad at us. I'm going to go ahead and go that way, big dog.
Deputies say they were even charging admission as cars jammed up the Bankhead Highway. When we went out to that spot on Monday, they were back at it and defending the 420 gathering.
We just had a legal event, man. Everybody had fun. They try to say we had illegal stuff out here. They don't even know if it was illegal or not. It could have been fake.
That illegal stuff, deputies say, included this gun.
There were no permits. It was a mass gathering, and that is against the law.
Deputies say when they busted the meetup, hundreds moved to Villa Rica, some at speeds of more than 100 miles per hour. Back on Friday, they got tipped off about the event and warned the organizers to call it off, but they didn't. They've now charged 33-year-old Preston Bailey and 43-year-old Rashad Bailey with promoting a drag event, reckless conduct, and a county mass gathering ordinance violation. One neighbor who didn't want us to identify her for fear of retribution says she was told cops couldn't do anything because the gathering was on private property.
I've been concerned, with people getting hurt with the large crowds. They're all over the area, so forth, flying up and down the road.
Carroll deputies say private property or not, laying drag is illegal, and so is drawing such a big crowd without a permit from the county.
If you go through those proper channels and you use a public venue and you get those things set and the parameters are there, we have no problem with that. But this was not one of those cases.
So, people basically getting plowed over, ran over, no ambulance, no nothing. Everybody just doing whatever they want to do with a bunch of stolies.